it's reasonable to assume, like, while you're in this virtual metaverse, which I believe failed, we don't hear about it anymore, they would still be going after real estate. They would still be exploiting the environment. Like, nothing will really change. You just will be out of the picture as competition, and you'll be there as a consumer. Consume, consume, consume.
Yeah, but George, let us consume. Let us all
Mhm.
consume. These people are going to die at a certain point, and then we have to take over. And all of these, or the kids of their generation, the kids of these big companies, they're all going to screw up because they're being raised in the same place we are. They're also getting the same things we are. As I said, human beings are not long-sighted. The whole climate change issue, we don't think forward. We only think backwards. While if you look at the Canadian Aboriginal tribes, the American ones, the Australian ones, they had a system. They lived with nature, right? They thought, and it was not, again, that was not long sightedness. They knew if they don't do this, they won't be able to eat later. But the problem now is that we have scaled our businesses so much and squeezed everything out of the environment that now we can survive for the next 20, 30 years. So we don't see the doom happening. But for those people, if they did not clean up their agriculture, they did not clean up their what do you call it, like hunting and gathering, tomorrow they might not have something to eat.
Mhm.
But we have a lot to eat, so we don't care. We have a lot to survive for now, so we never see the third or fourth order consequences of our actions. And I think that is what it boils down to, George. Human beings in general do not look at the second, third, fourth order consequences of their actions. Our parents didn't when they raised us. Businesses don't when they build social media. They were only thinking of profit. To be really honest, all conspiracy theories aside, it's all about power, and power comes from money in this day and age. They just want money, nothing else. They don't want you to be there on the corner, in my opinion, and just rot away. They want you to provide. They want you to contribute to society because that's how they make money. They won't be
But
able to.
I have to ask, like, at the end of the day, what's the point of the money? Like, at what point does it become enough? Because back in the day, it's like, my dream is to have $100,000. Okay, now $100,000 can get you a house. My dream is to become a millionaire. Okay, $1 million. You're middle class in some areas. Like, at what point do these people, like, okay, Elon Musk, I want to give him credit. He's actually, like, innovating, spaceship, cars, whatever. I feel he's innovating. Politically, we can criticize him, but he's innovating. Jeff Bezos, I feel he's manipulating. He made one good thing once, and now he's buying newspapers, influencing elections, and all that other jazz. But, like, at what point is it enough? Because like, as you said, we live an easier life, but we're not happy.
Because
So
we
why aren't we happy with all this food, all this technology, all this social media, pornography, beer, cigarettes? No one trying to kill us in a civil war in some areas. Like, at the very least, why are we still not happy?
I think you put it yourself very well, George. You put it yourself very well that when is it enough? That is the cause of all problems. The lack of purpose we have is the lack of enough that we have. We don't know what's enough. Back in the day when our parents started businesses, or our uncles used to work in factories, that was it. They worked there for 50 years, 60 years. They would retire. Some people would retire in one place. My friends' dads just retired from a government organization working there for 55 years, right? Imagine us doing that. I change my job every 2 or 3 years because I can't handle it. I'm like, I'm done, I'm bored, I need to move on. And that's the problem. It's not enough. We want more. We want to see more. We want to look more. And that all of that more happened only because of technology, because technology showed you more. You open Instagram, you see wonderful, endless, beautiful people, endless travel destinations, endless possibilities that you can be this, George. You want to be an influencer, you can be an influencer, George. You can open up your new business, George. Why don't you try this, George? Why don't you try that, George? And you get tired of it.
To
And
be
because you
fair,
get
we are
tired,
trying to be podcasters too.
exactly. And that's the same thing. Why are we doing this? I have a
Mhm.
full-time job. To be honest, I have a 40-hour work week job. On side of that, I'm trying this new thing that on the side that I told you that we'll talk about at the end of the podcast. On top of that, I'm running a podcast. On top of that, I'm writing newsletters every week. On top of that, I have a wife and a child, and on top of that, I have a family. When
Alhamdulillah.
is it when is it enough? It's never enough. My wife complains to me. Today was a Saturday in the morning. I was writing offers and sending it out to companies. My wife was like, "It's a weekend. What are you doing? It's supposed to be our time." I'm like, "You were sleeping," and I did not want to waste time watching TV or playing games. So I thought, why not? And this why not is the problem for me personally. Why not? Money is on the table. Why not? And George, I think this is the best way to think about it and finalize this conversation by saying that we should believe and accept that we need to be okay with enough, and we're not. You want a house, you want a family, you want this, you want that, you want that. You should want enough.
I agree.
What is enough?
I agree completely. And it's something we tried to answer, and I don't think a lot of us are reaching the same conclusion. But then I want to ask you, as you said, as we come to the conclusion of this video, what decisions do we need to make to reach that place where we're as close to enough in our lives as we need to be? Like you say, we're looking at social media and we're seeing like these very crazy, wealthy, extravagant lifestyles that we don't necessarily want or need. We are always like buying this stuff, gaming, uh, food, drugs, alcohol. Like there's no end to how many times we can buy this. Like we're not going to buy like 5 grams and that's it. We're set for life. Like what do we need to change?
I think we need to bring back moderation in our lives, George. We need to bring back moderation. To be honest, I know you made the comment, we're trying to be podcasters as well, and I completely agree with you. But I personally don't have any social media on my phones. That doesn't mean I don't listen to podcasts. I do on the podcast app as an audio or on YouTube sometimes with the algorithm off. I try to control what I can. On YouTube, I don't see recommendations. I only see what I want to follow. The George's Habib podcast, I have it on my subscription. So when the new podcast comes, I see it. I'm like, okay, I want to watch this one, right? I want to watch Wrestle Talk. I want to watch Number File. I don't want to watch. I don't want to go into the rabbit hole of social media and get stuck there in Reddit, in YouTube, in Instagram, because I only want to watch what I want to watch. You have to take back control is what you have to do. You have to realize when is it enough. And if you want actionable advice from me, one thing I would recommend that really helped me is do 30-day detoxes from everything in life. I've tried it myself. 30 days without sugar, you feel like a different person. 30 days without eating out, you feel like a different person. 30 days without social media, you feel like without your phone, you feel like a different person. And I've personally tried all three of them. Now I only eat sugar once a month, and the rest of them I don't feel any cravings. I don't have any social media on my phone. I only open it on my computer when I have to see, because of course we're there, we're podcasting, we're posting all these reels, so we want to see what's happening. And I only eat takeout once a week, once in 2 weeks. Yesterday we had dinner outside, and today my wife was like, I'm in the mood for dinner outside again. And I said, no, we're not going to eat again because we only had it once a week. We need to take back control. We need to know what's enough. And that will be separate for people. Find your enough and then try to stick to it.